So, Call of Duty, Infinity War? Infinite War?
Infinity Ward is the company that's making it. Infinite Warfare is
Infinite Warfare, yes.
I feel like there's some meta shit going on.
I mean, that sounds pretty vain to me. My name is Infinity Ward, and I will make it Infinity Warframe. I don't know, whatever the case. But we've got Call of Duty. The trailer's out. The reactions, guys, like it's so polar. There's very few people who are like whatever. It's oh my god, I can't wait, or it's well damn homie, what are we gonna do? Let's dislike this. Let's boycott this. How are you feeling right now about all this Call of Duty talk?
That's kind of how Call of Duty games have always been, but this isn't even polarizing. It's straight up negative. I mean, the trailer came out a few days ago, and it has like what 200,000 likes and almost 1 million dislikes, and it's so skewed. The reaction to the trailer is so negative compared to its main competitor, which is Battlefield 1, which is going to be on Xbox One only for its first few months. It's not an exclusive, but so point for Xbox fanboys. That one is getting great positive reviews, and it's got almost 1 million likes. And I think that's a lot because they went with a little bit riskier move on the setting of the gameplay compared to Call of Duty, which went with a very safe and I personally think pointless and sellout and stupid futuristic warfare Halo wannabe. I mean,
that was the previous one, or
that's
how you feel about this one?
Yeah,
right?
It's stupid, man. It's
trying to say that they're starting to blend together.
Well, they are.
The previous one, they were like doing some type of Hulk jump where they were jumping and they had the booster packs.
They had exosuits.
Exosuits.
It was set in a future setting, but this one seems to be a bit further in the future from now.
So if that one was 100 years in the future, this Infinite Warframe is like...
Even Black Ops had the wall run. They're adding too many gimmicks. I mean, you saw the trailer, right? What did you think?
Well, I'm definitely in favor of Battlefield. I always kind of have been, so I'm a little biased on this. I will say there have been Call of Duty games I've enjoyed. I know there are plenty of people who didn't like Ghost. I actually enjoyed Ghost mostly because of the gimmicky shit I can do in multiplayer. And I played Zombie Mode and enjoyed it in the... I don't really keep up on it. The first one that had the Zombie Mode.
World at War? Or Black Ops?
I don't remember.
World at War was the first one to have zombies in it, but it was an Easter egg at the end of the game, whereas Black Ops, it was available
from Jump Street, and man.
That was epic, man.
Fun times.
Dude, I spent...
Board up the windows, buy the gun off the wall. Yeah, okay.
How many hours we spent playing that, dude?
Those were simpler times. I think I had one less kid then, you know. So.
I actually almost picked up the last one because of the zombie mode. Looked really good. The setting, like the early 1900s.
Yeah, it's good. The zombies in the Black Ops 3 were good. The campaign sucked. Me personally, I think the campaigns of Call of Duty have really gone downhill. And I think you'll probably, if you're buying Call of Duty only for the multiplayer, you're probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be at least serviceable. It'll still be fun. I mean, it's Call of Duty. It's a formula. It's like Halo. It's like Zelda. It's like any other
Assassin's
game.
Creed.
Yeah, they're always that core gameplay. That's always going to be good. I think the multiplayer will be fine. But my God, this setting though, it's a complete sellout.
I think that brings up two interesting points.
Sorry, phone.
I think that brings up two interesting points. Point number one, is multiplayer king to the point where we don't even need the campaign no more, a la Titanfall. And I was gonna say earlier, we talk about how gimmicky, and mind you, I'm the guy in the middle. I guess I'm the only one that's polarizing it because I wasn't a huge Call of Duty fan. In the first place, I'll play it if it's introduced to me, but you know, but it needs to, it's a gimmick until it works. In the beginning, you're like, oh my God, this is a gimmick. Why are they flying this, that, and the third? Then the next one, if they take it out, you're like, what happened to my double jump? What happened to my exosuit? What happened to my, you know what I mean? So it's a gimmick now, but if it works, do you think that this is going to be the future of Call of Duty games? Well, how much more futuristic can they get?
If the likes and dislikes are anything to go off of, the general feel from the public, at least the ones who view YouTube and the ones who actively choose to like or dislike a video, so that subsection of the population at least thinks that the game isn't going to be very good. They don't like where this is going just based off of the trailer. So we don't have very good grasp of the gameplay right now. What we've mostly seen is a pretty theatrical trailer, and it's not really showing what the gameplay is going to be like.
They didn't show any gameplay.
Well, I mean, and Battlefield was sort of like it had a lot of theatrics in it. There was a couple clips in there though. of the gameplay. It looked pretty solid, but then again, like I said, these are both just announcement trailers. So both of them are going to be, I mean, they're supposed to be our first look, and they're supposed to give the public the impression that they want. But right now, it looks like Battlefield is going to
the internet
be the favorite.
Is full of
this
trolls.
year.
Do you think that as sheeple, people are saying, "Oh man, 1,500 people dislike it. Let's start disliking it as well."
I think a good recent comparison as far as trailers being big reveals right before E3 was last year with Fallout 4. And that trailer was all theatrics. There was no gameplay in that trailer whatsoever, but the reason that trailer had such a positive reaction from gamers is it stuck to what Fallout is supposed to be. And this doesn't feel like I'm watching a Call of Duty trailer. It feels like I'm watching a Halo trailer. It feels like I'm watching some Slipshot DLC trailer for Destiny. It doesn't feel like I'm watching World War II or even Cold War based combat like past Call of Duty games have been. It doesn't, and I think this would be a good topic later on to discuss. Is that necessarily bad to be such a Call of Duty fanboy that we claim just because the Call of Duty name is slapped on some game that, oh, well, I'm not going to play it. It's not Call of Duty. Does that really matter so much? I mean, if it was not called Call of Duty, if it was called Super Robotic Mecha 3000, would that be a good game?
You can't stick the brand name on a product, though, and then not expect the customer to have some sort of expectations. Like, I can't slap Hello Kitty Island Adventure on a Halo box and then expect...
I would totally play that.
And then, well, and then you get some 6-year-old girl who gets it, and she's like, you know, what the fuck is that? It's not Hello Kitty. So, I mean,
Where's Cooking Mama? Like, what is this?
There are expectations that come with the title and the brand name. If I grab Dark Souls, I would expect it to be an action RPG, unless otherwise denoted on the title. Like if it said Dark Souls, the reimagining, then maybe it's a little different, but it's not. It's Dark Souls 3.
It's not supposed to be a reboot, so obviously they're meaning it to be a Call of Duty game, so is this a bad thing then? Is this...
My question, and I'll pose this question to you guys, and I'll let you guys take it away. How much of this formulaic equation does it have to stay true to for it to get the love that it needs to? There's guns.
There are guns.
There's an antagonist.
There's grenades.
There's a protagonist. There's probably a story, and there's going to be prestige and all that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's
actually,
we're
not even sure there's an antagonist or a protagonist.
This is true.
There's definitely an antagonist, and I'm pretty sure they're extraterrestrial. No, there's no reason for them to be going off in space, or unless they didn't want to use nukes on Earth.
No, they just wanted it to be exciting for people. Oh, look, we're in space! Oh my God!
It's space Russia nuking space USA.
Space Russia, okay. Either way. So how much of the equation would they have to stay true to in order for it to get the love? It has to be on the ground.
I guess the big thing that's going to be telling is how's the gameplay going to be. We don't know yet. So maybe this is just reactions to the setting and not so much to the game, or maybe it's just a negative feeling of Call of Duty from what we've been seeing the last couple of years. I mean,
and it does come down to that. Call of Duty is not about the setting. Call of Duty is about the gameplay. But I'm worried that if they do try to continue with this, they're going to try to somehow mash the theme into it so hard that it's going to take away from the gameplay. Like they're going to try to add some gimmicky, like, trash to
hyperspace mode.
Well, we already saw there were space battles in it.
Yeah, they were flying with jetpacks,
which
stabbing people's
admittedly
necks.
could very well be good and cool and fun if they do it right. But let's try to handle our core gameplay first before we try to. And I'm never against a game evolving. I'm never against a series, gaming in general. I'm never against that evolving. But don't try to clutter your game, your title, with so many different things at once. Evolve it gradually. Get to where you need to get, and then brush up on the things that you know how to do. Make those even more solid. And we'll see. It's too early to really tell, but these are just it's technical.
I thought I was done with the questions, but now I got to play devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't care enough either way. But my question is, how long is gradually? How many more $59, $99 installments plus DLC do I have to buy? You know what I'm saying? For it to be gradually ready for space exploration. You know what I'm saying? By that, it won't be like till 2021,
well, like, okay,
and we'll still be on the ground.
Well, that's the problem. We went too gradual. They went with the same thing year after year. They start, first Call of Duty, first Battlefield, it was World War II. And then after that, they just kind of went into some unnamed, what's going on here, this is happening here, nods to the fight in Afghanistan, so stuff like that. But Mostly it's like, okay, some unofficial, unnamed war is kind of going on, and then now for like how many titles?
4.
Ever since Black Ops 2, pretty much.
It's and then all of a sudden now, just bam, exosuits and spaceships.
To the moon.
To the moon, to
Well,
space, but beyond apparently, because they're talking about some front, and so apparently we've colonized other planets at this point. It'd be like, say, I don't know, 2K. How many games are those have they had?
Well,
like
2K.
15 or so.
Okay, so let's say they went to last year, they went to 2K15, and then for 2K16, now all of a sudden every player is a robot and
Cyborg parts.
Cyborg
Well,
parts.
we're talking about Stephon Curry. We might be talking about robots anyways.
And they're launching the football with fucking with rockets attached to it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. It's just such a huge jump. There wasn't no one who could expect it to come. It just kind of happened.
Out of
And
nowhere.
Battlefield's taking the exact opposite direction with this, and going back to World War I, which is the war that's probably. While it's been used, it hasn't been touched nearly as much as World War II.
And not in this generation.
And not in this generation. So it seems like Battlefield went more original with it, even though, you know, it's unique. Space is supposed to be the new frontier. It's supposed to be the technology. We're supposed to be, oh, that's cool hypertech shit that we don't have, and they have this limitless potential with it. But Battlefield seems like they're actually the ones doing the most thinking and the most going out of their element to work on.
But I will say Battlefield 2, or whatever they want to call it, after this one, I know, whatever, I don't know why they're calling it Battlefield 1, I guess that's possible.
World War I?
I hope you're right, I hope it's that, but if they were to do the next Battlefield game in 2020, or 2250, and it was on Mars fighting, whatever the hell those guys were, no, those guys in Destiny, I forget their names, anyways.
Even that would be new.
but that would be a huge change, and as long as the gameplay at the end of the day is still Call of Duty, as long as the gameplay is still sharp, good gunfighting, great multiplayer, they're adding zombies, which that'd be kind of cool to fight zombies in space, I guess. Oh wait, it's already been done, so I don't know. I mean,
Well, once again, we have some interesting reactions on the Call of Duty, and if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out the trailer.
don't just dislike it because it's got 1 million dislikes. I didn't dislike it.
Don't just dislike it because it's got 1 million dislikes. Don't just dislike it because everybody else is doing it. If you've never disliked or liked a video in the first place, don't start today. But go ahead, watch it, come up with your own opinion. You're going to have the hardcore Call of Duty fans that are going to buy it anyway.
The comments are pretty funny.
And you're going to have some people who are going to boycott it just because it's Call of Duty and they're Battlefield people. So don't be sheeple.
That is the most important part, is make your own opinions on things. Like, we're sitting here and discussing it because this is fun and this is what we like to do. That's the whole point of a podcast. People like to get a talk going, like to get the discussion going and the blood going. You know, we like to hear both sides and people's thoughts and opinions. But they're just that, they're opinions. So someone can tell you that they hate this series entirely and it's garbage, but you can go pick it up and be like, I don't know why they hate it. It's really good. There's people who hate Dark Souls and there's people who love Dark Souls because it's people who don't like the people who do. Whatever the reasons. No matter what someone tells you or what you hear, make your own opinions on something.
I mean,
That's the biggest
I can't even say that I hate Call of Duty. I honestly don't. I bought the last one. I might buy this one. We'll see. But I am going to reserve judgment until I actually see the gameplay. And I think anybody who sees the trailer and judges the game solely on what's purely and obviously cutscenes is jumping to conclusions.
Absolutely. And speaking of jumping, we're going to jump to the next subject.
Jump cut!
It was all jumping here and pause.
Jump cut!
There's no such thing as bad press. Call of Duty is apparently getting some love because we're sitting there talking about it. 1.5 million some odd people started to dislike it, but hey, somebody likes it. So.